On to your politics now this morning. It is Thursday, and that means Dr. Caroline Heldman, professor of critical theory and social justice at Occidental College, is here to break down the week's political headlines. Caroline, good morning to you. Always great to see you and talk to you.
Good morning, Melvin and Sarah. Happy fourth day of Kwanzaa. Happy New Year's Eve.
It's so wild that the time is already here.
Yeah,
and
we're here.
So much that's happened this year and so much that we want to talk to you about this morning. So topping the news today, Caroline, President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin scheduled to have a phone call in advance of upcoming diplomatic engagements. What are we expecting from that call?
Well, this is a lead up to a January 10th bilateral summit between the United States and Russia, and it's all about Putin wanting to invade the Ukraine. He has amassed 100,000 troops at the border. NATO also has troops at the border, and Biden has warned Putin that the economic sanctions that will be brought to bear if he invades the country and the support we will provide to the Ukraine militarily will be significant. This won't be like his invasion of Crimea under President Obama. It will be much stiffer. So I would imagine that Biden will convey that message yet again to Putin and also set up talks, set up the tone for the talks on January 10th, really taking a hard line against his planned invasion of that country.
All right, Caroline, thank you. I want to turn to the pandemic right now. We're seeing cases here in the U.S. reaching their highest levels on the heels, of course, of the CDC coming under fire from critics for shortening that isolation period from 10 days to 5. So can you explain the controversy here? And is the Biden administration now prioritizing the economy over science?
Yeah, great question, Sarah. Well, Dr. Walensky, who heads up the CDC, basically admitted that they weren't basing the shortening of the quarantine period for people who are asymptomatic with COVID from 10 days to 5 days because that's where the science led us. No. She acknowledged that it was, for economic concerns. And then there was a leaked document showing that the CEO of Delta had actually recommended exactly that change to the CDC in a letter a few days before the decision was made. So I think the CDC was, rightfully dragged for this, what appears to be an economic decision, which puts the economic interests of employers over perhaps the public health of their employees. Mm-hmm. And what's great about this is that the public is pushing back on this. Obviously, your personal health should be the top priority. And I know that the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, has to make a lot of public health decisions, but this one really does appear to not necessarily be in the best interest of public health.
Well, Caroline, as we're closing out 2021, you talk about the economy, there's been many, bright spots when it comes to the economy. Give us a sense of, where we are and what it looks like heading into the new year.
Melvin, it looks good. We have seen a 50% reduction in child poverty because of the American Rescue Plan. We have seen unemployment at its lowest levels in 50 years. We thought there would be some supply chain issues, but actually we saw an 11% increase in retail deliveries over last year. We also saw a 4% increase in real wages. A lot of people are seeing that in their paychecks. Not everyone, but a lot of folks. The only negative economic indicator would be inflation, and the Fed is increasing interest rates in order to address that headed into 2022. But if you look at what happened this year, we are in a great economic position as a country, and hopefully, most Americans and folks who are watching this are feeling that as well.
Yeah, a little bit of hope when it comes
to... Which is a good thing. We could certainly use that.
Definitely. Caroline, before we let you go, I know that we're coming up on the anniversary of the January 6th riot. So where do we stand at this moment in terms of the House committee investigation?
It's hard to believe it's been a year since a violent insurrection on January 6th, but indeed it has. In 2021, the committee spent most of its time just gathering documents and talking to people, mostly behind closed doors. They talked to over 300 witnesses and participants. They gathered over 35,000 documents. And as we head into 2022, the process will become much more public. They are going to take the American public through moment by moment leading up to this, the planning, which appears to be much more coordinated than we initially realized, through the events of the day and even what happened after. They have issued 50 subpoenas, and they have even gone after some Trump inner circle folks who are not participating in their hearings. We should expect an interim report by the summer of 2022. It won't be the full report, but the American public should get a very good sense of what happened on that day a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think even a year later, Caroline, it's still troublesome.
Definitely.
And mind-boggling, just making sense of exactly what happened on that day.
And how it got there, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And massive threat to democracy continues to be.
Yeah, Caroline Heldman, thank you so much. We look forward to these chats with you on Thursdays. Thank you for all your insight that you provide to us week after week. We look forward to seeing more of you in 2022.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye. We'll be back, everybody. This is your morning on Spectrum News 1. Stick with us.